Welcome back to The Full View. The Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula, was scheduled to provide an update today on the deadline for the extension of licence cards. That has been cancelled, however. Motorists whose licences expired between the 26th of March 2020 and the end of August last year have been given a grace period to renew them due to the lockdowns. That grace period has recently been extended until the 5th of May. Let's find out what's going on generally from the perspective of the organisation Undoing Tax Abuse, or OUTA. We're joined by the CEO, Wayne Duvenage. Wayne, thank you for being with us. Was there anything you were hoping to hear from the Minister today?
Yeah, this meeting has been postponed twice now, so we're not sure why. And we think that he was going to give some update with regards to the driver's licenses, which are due to expire that extension period on the 5th of May. I think what we needed to know is what is the current levels of outstanding licenses. How bad is it? Is there any indication of another extension? I think that they would have to stick to. I think they want to announce sticking to their deadline. But there's another announcement due by the end of this month. He has indicated that his department was doing research on the extension from 5 to 10 years for driver's license validity period. And we had an idea that might have been something he would have been announcing. But we're not sure, and they're not telling us.
All right, and obviously you've asked for 10 years. That would make the admin a little bit lighter for everybody in South Africa, so you only have to go every 10 years rather than every 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely, and it makes sense to do so. It's not just the cost of the license; it's the time that it takes. It is all the administrative burden that takes place, and we've seen over the last few years how difficult it has been to book online, and the queues that take place. And by the way, this research shows that this is the norm in many countries around the world. And even in this country, they had agreed to go to 10 years back in 2013, and for some reason they rescinded or reversed that decision. So we think that they should be looking at that.
All right, going back to the extension, so do you believe that most people can get their licenses done by the 5th of May? What's the backlog looking like at the moment?
Well, we're not sure. We're in the hands of the department with regards to the backlog. It was at the beginning of February, 1.2 million that had come down 6 weeks later to about just under 1,900,000. And we think that they should have whittled through that. There's still 2 weeks to go, or just under 2 weeks. So hopefully it is right down to manageable numbers. There's conflicting information as to how difficult it is to get bookings. I think if you just arrive at some of these centres, you can get your license done, your application, while others are really still having a difficulty with regards to online booking system. So we're really keen to hear what the update is, what the status quo is now. Yeah,
you were concerned about online bookings. So you're saying right now it's a mixed picture.
It is. It's a mixed picture between, just arriving at certain testing centres where it seems to be quite efficient, but to get there, you need to have booked online, and people are having difficulties in booking online still. That's what we gather. But again, we need clarity from the Minister, from the Department of Transport. It's not too clear.
All right, and generally you're not expecting any further grace period or further extension?
I don't think he's going to go beyond the 5th of May, but we are hoping that he does extend the validity period, which would then, depending on the timing of that, it would take away this problem.
Finally, getting back to this 5 years versus 10 years, could the change be implemented quite quickly? And, I would personally be aggrieved if I'd renewed my license in this month, and then the next month people were getting licenses for 10 years rather than 5 years. I guess that's something you can't avoid.
Yeah, it would be a bit frustrating for people who really rushed, and then but it doesn't matter. I think what would happen is anyone's license who's recently expired, I think they would not just apply it from a certain date, that those would only be valid for 10 years. I think they would apply it to everybody's license, whatever your expiry date is. Even if somebody's license was expiring next year, there would be 5 years added on, and that's the best way to do it. So yes, it does make a mockery of the of the deadline on the 5th of May if they're going to announce a validity period of 10 years. But let's see. We hope that they do come to their senses and make that announcement and make that decision.
All right, we'll see if and when the announcement comes. Thank you very much, OUTA's CEO, Duvenage.